Welcome, everyone. I'm just checking in to make sure I have a strong connection out here in my rural little town. It looks like we're going to go ahead. I am here today to talk about branding, and namely, do you need a brand and how do you build a brand? I'm going to pull up some notes I have. All right, so many farmers I know think that they need a brand. They need to go out and get a logo or a website, especially made or something, and that's their branding. Or maybe they think they're too small, so they don't even need a brand at all. But I'm here to tell you that a brand is not your logo. It's not your marketing materials. It's not what you get if you go hire an expensive designer to get you something in place showy. And if you have those things, if you have the website and you've got the logo and those things aren't working for you, bringing you in lots of money, it's because you don't have that solid brand yet. So I'm guilty of this. When I started my farm 10 years ago, I was just milking cows, and I thought that I didn't need a brand because I thought, well, I'm milking cows and I sell milk and I'm a 3-cow dairy, so therefore why should I worry about that? I just thought I was too small. But guess what? It doesn't matter how small you are. It doesn't mean if you're a one-woman or a one-man show and you're just selling chickens once a year, or you're really, really huge, you need a brand, because that is what sets you apart from the competition. As a matter of fact, your brand makes the competition irrelevant. So when you have a clear brand, there is no competition. I'm going to keep talking about this so you know what I mean. Again, when I first started, I just wanted to milk my cows and sell milk. And I thought that I was going to compete on having the best milk out there. I thought that was my job as a farmer. Many of us are guilty of that. We think we have to have the best product out there. And you can tell because my blog post was 10 years ago, my Facebook posts, Instagram wasn't there yet, but they were all about how clean my milk was and how fresh our chickens were, and our cows were grass-fed and our birds were on pasture up until the end. And that was okay, but it didn't make me stand out from anybody. So then over the years, I kind of stumbled on what a brand really is. I realized that people were coming to me because of my story of my kids healing from eczema, and they were coming to me because I made them feel great when they came out to the farm. That's why they were coming to me. They didn't care about how clean the milk was. They never asked about my testing or any of that. They were coming out for the experience and the connection. And so Seth Godin, if you haven't heard of him, he's got really great, he has a good quote on branding. He says, a brand is a set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships that taken together account for a consumer's decision to choose one service or another. All right, so let's break that down. He doesn't say it's a great looking logo. He said a brand is memories, stories, relationships that make me want to buy from one business over another. So when you have that relationship and you have that story, that's how people are deciding who to buy from, not who has the cleanest milk or the cheapest beef or pastured chickens on the most number of days of grass per year. These are all the things I see farmers competing on, and that's just with, scrolling through Facebook or Instagram. I can see they think that's what they're competing on because that's what they're talking about in their posts. So, but that's not it. It's the connection. It's knowing who you're talking to. All right. Now, you may think you have a really awesome product, and I'm sure you do, and maybe you produce the best product like it in your community. But if you don't know who you're talking to and exactly what they need you to help them with, well, then you'll have a hard time getting someone to pay for your products and to pay the amount you need to be sustainable and profitable. So yeah, people need to eat, of course, and I'm making sure I'm covering all my notes here. They need to eat, but if you're not talking to people who you've identified as your dream customer, and you're not conveying how you can help them solve a problem or reach a goal with your products, then you're just not going to connect with enough people to make you sustainable and profitable. And those two go hand in hand. So maybe you can finally get to having a profit, but maybe you're working 7 days a week, long days, you can't afford to hire help, otherwise you give up your profit. Well, that's not sustainable. But when you can convey your brand, you can convey what your products do for your dream customers, they will pay any price you want. That money is no object. So again, you can't just communicate that you have the best products out there. Like we've got the best organic CSA in town or the best meat delivery service in town. That doesn't work. You've got to communicate how your products solve a problem or help them reach their goal that you've identified they have. And that's part of your homework that you've got to do. You've got to be able to communicate your value to your customer. And your value, again, is not that your beef cows are 100% grass-fed and grass-finished, or that your hogs are a special breed that chefs love or something like that. Instead, when you know your customers inside and out because you've spent a lot of time talking with them and you know how they use your products and what they're using your products for, then you'll communicate to them for the reasons they're buying, and they're very different reasons than you think. They are not buying your pastured chickens. They don't just wake up one day and think, I want to go find a $30 pastured chicken today. Instead, they have a goal or a problem, and when they connect that your product is the solution to that problem, they'll buy from you. Excuse me. All right, so maybe, as an example, maybe you're doing your research, and I've got a couple downloads, PDFs that will help you do this research. Totally free, but maybe you identify, sorry, I got itch on my nose, that your dream customer just had her 40th birthday this year and decided to run her first half marathon. And in preparing to train for her first half marathon, she learned that if she changed how she ate, she'd have more energy for training. So how can you be the solution to that? That's where you got to connect those dots. You've got to be able to communicate that to her. That's the most important thing. And that's where things like your email marketing come into place. So last week I published a blog post all about email marketing being the foundation. That's what makes Instagram and Facebook make you money. So make sure you've got those in place too, and I'll link to that. And you're not sending emails about the products you have for sale, but instead you're emailing her to remind her that you have the solution to her problem, or you can help her reach her goals through your stories and your relationship building. All right, so another thing is when I do a lot of research for my courses, every day I'm researching websites and Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts. Most farmers are, and you probably can see this too, and you'll agree with me, most farmers are posting things about their products. They'll say something like, hey, we just butchered our steers last week and now we have T-bones and fillets and roasts and burgers, and stop by our farm store or stop by our farmer's market booth to pick yours up. Well, if that's mostly what your posts are, and that's mostly what I see, then it's not going to connect with enough people to build your profitable and sustainable farm. All right, you've got to figure out how to share a story and build connection and relationship, and then maybe that's 80% of the time, or even 90% of the time. And then maybe just 10% of the time you actually mention that you have a farm store or a delivery service, or they could pre-order their chickens today. All right, so don't only talk about what you sell. Again, what you sell should be about 10% of what you're communicating. Instead, identify who it is you're talking to, who it is you're helping, so you know exactly who she is, how old she is, where she lives, what her socioeconomic background is, her education, where she's spending time online or in her life. When you talk to her about her struggles and you offer the solutions through your products and the value you give, and you build that relationship, oh man, you will just be through the roof with your profits. All right, it's incredible. And we have so many of our students we're graduating almost 100 students from our marketing course next week, and they are making this connection right now. They're realizing after 5 weeks of study how well this works. As a matter of fact, a couple of them mentioned this week in class that it feels like they're cheating when they know who they're talking to, they know why people use their products, what problems they're solving, or what goals they're trying to reach, and they connect those dots and build that relationship. They're selling out on their products before the season is even started. All right, so you can get here too, and I want you to get here because If we keep losing these small farmers or family farmers, big and small, it's really harming our communities, and people don't have access to the fresh food that helps them do so many things in their life. All right, so let's see. The other thing, oh, a lot of people I consult with will say they'll get mad at Facebook and Instagram, and they'll say it's not working. You know, that sounds good what you're talking about, but it doesn't work for me. And you know, it's their fault. They're changing the algorithms over there at Facebook, so that's why it's not working. But if you communicate this way, if you change it, you figure out your brand, you are the brand, and that's what you communicate on these platforms, starting with your email marketing and moving to Facebook and Instagram, you will connect with people, and those followers will turn into dollars. You will begin to see a direct correlation with that over the months and years. All right, so learn how to convey that value and the benefits, and I can teach you how. I've got those downloads. But without this clear-cut vision of who your dream customer is and knowing those problems, just your efforts to market anything will fall flat. All right, and just remember, people buy from you because you resonate with them somehow on a personal level. They don't buy from you because you just have the best milk out there or the best meat. That may be true, and they may say that after they become a customer of yours, but they're attracted to you and drawn to you because they resonate with you. And it's through those relationships, the stories, the connection, knowing their struggles and talking with them about their struggles that comes across. All right, so let's see, what else did I want to say in here? Oh, I wanted to just spend a little more time talking about our amazing students. So like I said, I'll talk about it. I'm going to do a big Instagram post on it too. And if you're not following me on Instagram, I'm at Charlotte Smith #3 cow, like 3 cow marketing, Charlotte Smith 3 cow. I'm going to do a big graduation post with as many of our 100 students as I can fit in there. But they are telling me things such as their farmers market sales are increasing 5 times since taking the marketing course and learning who their dream customer is, who they're talking to her, what she struggles with, and how their products help her with her struggles. Once they learn that, and that's what they communicate in their emails, their blog posts, and their other social media posts, sales are through the roof. They have 5 times their sales. Some cases they have 10 times their sales, and other cases they're sold out before the season even begins. So anyway, I'm just sharing that with you to let you know that there is a light at the end of this hard work. So when I give you these downloads, it's going to take you some time. It's going to take you maybe 30 minutes per download. I'll give you 2 different ones in here. You're going to spend 30 minutes of time in each, and then you're going to study the answers, and then you're going to rewrite some of your marketing materials. But when you apply those things consistently day after day, your brand starts to take shape, and you will find people attracted to you and your products, and will pay anything that you decide you have to charge to be sustainable, and they won't even complain. All right, so let me just check in here. I hope my connection was good through all that. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, ask them, and I will be here to answer them at any point. And I'm going to pop those links in too. So take care, everyone, and I will talk to you soon.